I like that beat. And we are live. That was a good joke in the comments, by the way. And fan mail. Yeah, Mike, we're talking about you. Welcome to the educational show, everybody, where we talk about things that give you a little bit of an education.
A brain boner, if you will.
You know, from people that are just well-educated and like to talk about the stupid shit they learned about, like snakes and crocodiles and alligators and sharks and ballistics.
Skunks.
Gunks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't, you fucking piece of shit. Anyways, so Graverobber over here took home a fat chick and wrestled her to the ground and injured his back.
Yep.
But I mean, we had to postpone a day, and that's fine. That's fine. And but I don't mean to be fat phobic or anything else like that. I am fat, so I got my pass.
You get your fat pass.
I get my pass. God damn it. But we do have some stuff to talk about, and we debated about what to talk about, and Carmen said he doesn't regret it. Do you, Bing Bong?
No regrets.
No regrets.
It's just be careful, because KY tingling sensation on a tile floor is quite dangerous.
No. Jesus, it just reminded me of something. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you because you'll get the joke, but slip and slide is all I'll say.
Anyway.
So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we had to delay a date, but that's fine. That's fine because he got some care. He got some much needed care, and you went to a doctor. Well, yeah, tell us what happened. Like you went to a doctor and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's actually the first time I've been to a doctor in about 11 years, so I think I've been doing pretty good with my life choices. I went to a place where it's a walk-in clinic, but it has the word express in the name. I ended up being there for about 5.5 hours.
That's pretty fast for
just over 2 hours waiting in the parking lot for them to call my name.
That's pretty good for a walk-in. Like I'm not even joking.
Then I
I
got
went
there
to
at 9 o'clock in the morning when nobody there.
yeah. Well, more than likely the physician wasn't on
Yeah,
on call. Uh,
but
so
no, it's pretty good.
you got something put in your butt.
Yeah, they injected me with like a super Tylenol right in the butt cheek. And then they took some x-rays of my spine. Apparently my spine was like completely straight. And I'm like, oh yeah, your muscles are in spasm. Okay, so we're gonna prescribe you some muscle relaxers. I'm like, cool. I'd never taken muscle relaxers before, so when I took them last night, I I felt like I was drunk, not quite drunk, but almost drunk. So I made like a bunch of TikToks.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of
Basically,
flooded
I
the
went to the
timeline.
doctor, then I got high and made TikToks. That was my night last night.
That is a good night.
Yeah.
But let's get into the fan mail because I do like these comments, Mike. And I know you sent us a fan mail before, and it was just kind of internally digested, like DJ Graverobber and I. We didn't really bring it to the show, but this one I want to kind of talk about it a little bit. We're gonna talk about two of the points here. One of them we're just gonna thank you for. He said he's currently listening to the back catalog on Spotify, and that we've been consistently good, and that he's very impressed with that. And all I can say is thank you very, very much. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of my show. Like we have no one, like we're tinier than tiny, but I love my show. Like I have consistently put forth the work to keep us good and to keep opinions that stress people out of our zeitgeist. But yeah, thank you very much. Like Graverobber and I both very much deeply appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good.
Um,
It means we're not like, I mean, I think the biggest thing about a small podcast is we just never gave up.
never surrender. And where you listen to them, it doesn't matter just as long as you listen. That's all. That's the honest truth. Why do companies give the same names to two different products like the Ford Taurus and the Mercury Sable or Destiny Division? Fuck you for the Destiny Division. That is a deep cut, and fuck you for that.
That's good.
Most of the time, this happens because of branding. This all happens because of branding, and especially you go back about 10, 15, 20 years, people only bought Mercury, or they only bought Ford, or they only bought Chevy. And the thing is if multiple brands manufactured the same type of car, but they had an abundance of these cars, and they would just slap a Ford logo on it, slap a Mercury logo on it. I think even Lincoln had a bunch of crossover with I think
Ford.
was it Ford or Chevy?
Ford Lincoln Mercury, and then for a while it was Ford Lincoln Mercury and Land Rover.
Yeah, Land Rover. That's what I was trying to think of, because they made that weird Land Rover thing that just went over like shit. And they made the Blackwood truck. Remember that thing?
Oh yeah.
The Lincoln Blackwood, and it was just horrendous. But namely, it's because they shared for a very, very long time the manufacturing processes and materials and stuff like that, or they shared a parent company at a point in time. For instance, why does who makes the Berettas now that just bought the plant way back in the day, Graverobber?
What do you mean the Berettas? Beretta makes Berettas.
Yeah, no, but they had a plant, and then they left the plant. Somebody
You
bought
mean
the
like
plant.
how Taurus bought the
That one.
Beretta plant in like Brazil in the 80s?
Yeah, go ahead. Like tell that whole
Yeah,
story.
and
So
so
like this
that's
is
like,
exactly what it is.
yeah, like that's really all it is another company bought an existing plant with all the dies and presses and everything. So that's why the old like 1980s Taurus handguns look exactly like the Beretta M9s and Beretta handguns, especially like in the movies, like in the first Die Hard, before they introduced the Glock, the ceramic gun that's indetectable, and then like Taurus, after a few years, you notice things start changing a little bit on the guns. That's when like the machines and stuff would wear out and break, and they couldn't replace it with the exact same one, so they had to design something. So yeah, that's really a lot where it comes from.
So that is a lot where it comes. And there's even right now there's a company of AR-15s that's owned by the same company. One of them called Zero Delta, and the other half of their company is called Unbranded AR. And Zero Delta makes the higher end AR-15s and stuff like that. The one that I'm going to buy specifically, the one that I'm just in love with, and I've been in love with it since I set eyes on it. Graverobber can attest. Like I saw this weapon and I was just like, I'm gonna marry that fucking thing.
Yeah, I've actually known about unbranded AR for a while.
Did you know there was Zero Delta?
I did not. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I do unbranded AR back when it was builderbyars.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's run by Rocky, the what's her name? She's like a past bodybuilder / fitness model.
So let's
Yeah. Like I'd been following her since like rockysguns.com started. Like
like but yeah, like for me, I'm just gonna bring up Zero Delta and Unbranded just so I can show you. I think it's the Carbon series.
yeah. Yeah, really a lot of it, you know, especially like in cars, it just comes from the type of accessories that are put into it. Like Lexus is just a real fancy Toyota. Infinity is just a real shiny Nissan. It's just so they can charge like $20,000 more for a car that had $5,000 worth of accessories added to it.
Oh, okay. So they switched over completely. So they used to share a bunch of stuff, but apparently they switched over completely.
Cool.
But
Let's
let me
you know,
I
minimize
know
the dead air, dead
I'm
man.
coming. Give me a second here.
That's what he said. I'm
But
coming.
give me a second here. Give me a second.
It's only been 12 minutes. He's already coming.
Shut up. Oh, this is the forged or the carbon? Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Okay. I found it. I found it. Thank you for your patience. Move this here. Move this here. Move this here. Why? Why did you do that? And move this here. All right. Had to rearrange some shit. My apologies, everybody. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. Okay, so Mike, to give you the perfect example, this is the unbranded AR UARF 16-inch forged rifle with a 12-inch rail. As you can tell, it's a very distinctive 12-inch rail with a very distinctive what is it, a Picatinny?
I can't hardly see that shit, dude.
Is that better?
No, it's like this fucking big.
Is that better?
It's not quite a Picatinny.
A top rail.
It looks like just your standard, like, you know, floating handrail.
Yeah.
Probably
So,
a slim series. It doesn't look like an M-Lock.
no, this is definitely an M-Lock. But yeah, as you can tell, just there's a better version of it.
I gotta go full screen or something, dude, because this is it's just some kind of, you know, aluminum floating rail with a couple of little
Anyways.
Picatinis on it for the front sight.
Yeah, so this is the this is $729. UAR F16 forged 12-inch rail. Here is the venerator. As you can tell, almost the same rail, similar components, stuff like that. And this, because they used to have just standard rifles on this website, but now they only have like my rifle and everybody else's rifle. Oh no, here it is, the base rifle. Found it. I found it. So there it is. That's the base rifle. And there's
basic.
yeah. So like this is literally the same company. They make the same product. It's just this one. I think it is the exact same rifle. This one is $739, and this one is $874 without choosing an option here. So $875 for this rifle with a Zero Delta brand on it, or unbranded AR for $739. And I know that's not much of a difference or anything else like that, but I'm just showing you the cost of a name, because this is going to be almost exactly the same specs. This is going to be an MLOT guard, so on and so forth. Let's just look at it right here. Forged receiver set, mil-spec configuration, ambi bolt release, 223 wild, 15-inch floating rail with it is Picatinny. So yeah, it's just literally 15-inch floating rail with Picatinny. It's the exact same gun, just the difference is in $100-something in name.
Yep.
So that's just what I wanted to just show you about that, Mike. So that's
What's
exactly what.
Would a rose by any other name not smell just as sweet?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, so like that's just really cool, right? Like, so like I find that really interesting, especially like in the firearms world, where you have like some Gen 3 like Glock slides, like molds that were sold off, and other companies got them and just started making like these crazy custom like Glock slides, like a Lone Wolf and stuff like that they offer them for like half the price, because literally it's just the Glock is so Legos, you know what I mean? Like it's so
modular.
Thank you. Yeah.
The first word I thought when you said the Glock is so, I was like, boring, basic.
Also, yes, yes, boring,
literally
basic.
mediocre, middle of the road gun.
Yes,
good for experienced and beginners.
Yes,
like
all of that.
That's really like I would actually have to agree that the Glock is the benchmark. Benchmark doesn't mean good. Benchmark doesn't mean bad. Literally means right in the middle. If you don't want a cheap gun, but you don't want a fucking expensive gun, there's the Glock right in the middle. It's not a high point. It's not an FN. Perfect.
It's not a fucking Kimber.
Yeah, fuck Kimber.
Fuck Kimber. But so yeah, like old companies will make or companies will make a lot of money off of stuff like old molds and stuff like that, or old die sets, and smaller companies will buy them up or buy clones of them from other bigger companies and make their own products that is modular to that of what's the base or OEM model. You see this a lot with cars as well. That's why there's no official well, no, there is like a TRD racing, you know,
Toyota, yeah,
like TRD with Toyota Racing Development. There is like SHO with Ford,
Nismo with Nissan.
Yeah, and so they have these aftermarket OEM parts, but at the same time, those are really, really expensive. So you go to Amazon, you go to what is it, Apex Summit, you go to what's that other one? The big magazine for all the car parts. It's like a catalog you can order. But
I mean, I get Summit Racing like magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can buy those OEM style parts from TRD, from Nismo, from SHO, or the Raptor series, more current with Ford, and you can get them at a fraction of the price, because these guys have these molds or have these dies and stuff like that to make these third-party parts and put them out. However, you are paying for a cheaper, more readily available, easily replaceable product, and Ford and Toyota and all those other people, they count on that. So like if you spend $100 on a bumper 3 times rather than spending one time a $300 bumper from them, they're counting on that. They're counting on you to either take that route of just replacing that $100 bumper, or you're gonna come in and just go, fuck this, dude. Just give me the Ford one. Apparently they last longer.
And then it falls off as you leave the parking lot.
you hit the first bump. Oh.
Now the other bumper falls off.
Oh.
Built Ford tough.
You ever kissed your what was it? What did I tell you the other night that made you laugh? You ever kissed your sister passionately in the back of a pickup truck? That's what it's like to own a Ford F-150.
I don't think it was that one.
I don't remember what I told you. I think it was something weird like that, but you lost your shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all these things, but also still really fuck you for the Destiny Division thing.
I like that one though, where it was like let's see how to go. All right, it goes. Do you ever sit through a 2-hour sexual harassment seminar at work just to find out you and your uncle didn't have a secret handshake?
Oh god, that one.
That's what it's like to drive a GMC Sierra.
That was the worst one, dude.
Or the do you ever run naked through a field of tall grass because you like the way it tickles your balls? And that's what it's like to drive a Dodge Ram 1500.
Yeah, Dodge Ram. I really want to jump in on that trend, but I'm afraid with my voice, like it's gonna instantly become like a TikTok sound, and I'm just gonna be known as the dude with the weird Ford thing. You know, I want to do it so bad, but I don't want to do it that bad. You know?
Just do it. Fuck it. I posted 15 TikToks last night because I was high.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever made out passionately with somebody in the back of a quad cat pickup truck only to find out it's your second cousin twice removed? That's what it's like to drive. I don't know what is Nissan Frontier.
Oh,
See,
man.
It doesn't have the impact when I have to pause and think about it.
No, it doesn't. You just got to hit it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, Destiny and Division are the same thing. Moving on.
Fuck you too.
Now, honestly, though, Division is actually way more fun than Destiny.
It really is. It really is.
A lot of the loot system and the gameplay mechanics are very similar, but the Division's just more fun to play
because there's actually a story, and you know, I know we've harped on this a billion times, but that's the biggest issue, is that there's a fucking story with the Division. Like, and oh well, you replay this whole thing, so okay, cool, you get to replay it, but somehow they'll add story on top,
which
of
is
already
kind of crazy, because the Division came out in what, 2016?
I think so, something like that,
right? And it was about all of a sudden right around Christmas time, a virus spreads and almost completely destabilizes the economy and then causes mass chaos.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, a virus spreads and almost destabilizes the economy and leads to mass chaos, and we're still dealing with it.
It was 2016.
And didn't they say it was a variation of the flu in 2016?
It was called the dollar flu.
Yeah. I'll bet you its main virus body shape might have been Corona as well.
No,
you think it was more of a T virus?
It was based off of I knew this. Hold on, I'm trying to Google shit. When the hell did Destiny come out? 2014.
14, yeah.
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, they just premiered almost the exact same time." I'm like, "No,
I wasn't even worried about Destiny."
Yeah,
like besides the mustache. The mustache definitely makes it better, you know.
Henry Cavill. What were you addressing though? The dollar flu was not based off of Corona. It was based off of influenza.
Right, but the standing up one with the legs, not the little ball one.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, either way, they were pretty fucking close. They were like that close to like Simpsons predicting that shit.
So it is it was based off of it was based off of a smallpox variant of influenza.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
was this. That's how they got the transmittability.
I almost wonder if the video game, like, inspired the creation of the COVID-19.
It didn't. COVID-19.
I'm just saying.
Not talking about it. Not
Just
talking about it.
saying, oh, this is a good idea. We will create a virus and spread it during holiday season.
Stop. My God. Anyways,
I'm just saying. They
you're
started
wrong.
small with like Wish.com, sending it out in little
Oh.
packages of shit you didn't order.
It wouldn't survive the trip anyways. How about civilian readiness for disasters / world events?
How about it?
Mike's was during the Cuban Missile Crisis, with everyone building their fallout shelters, and Y2K. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so like Graverobber and I actually talked about this on a personal level, and how preppers are wrong. They're very wrong, and I'll tell you. And I'll give you an opinion, and Graverobber can give his, and we'll go back and forth for a little bit. The biggest reason I say preppers, especially like doomsday preppers, like those motherfuckers out in Utah that have I got a stockpile of food for that'll last me 6 years. None of that shit is shelf stable, first of all. Secondly, those like the biggest point. Secondly, the biggest point of the first part of this is that these motherfuckers tell everyone. They tell everyone that they have a hidden bunker, that they have food, that they have ammo, that they have water. They tell everyone.
So when the shit goes down, we overthrow their place.
They're the first motherfuckers I kill.
Just saying.
That's literally it. That's literally it. They're the first motherfuckers I go for, because I know for a fact he has ammo, he has water, he has fucking food. Dead. And I mean dead. I mean the second the shit hits the fan and I am certain that we are about to enter a doomsday scenario, I'm going to walk up to him and put a knife in his kidney, take him out, and I'm going to take his goddamn wallet, his keys, and his supplies, go to his fucking family's house, make sure that they're fine, because they're not the ones that fucked up and told me where they were.
Right. It's like, hey, I don't like peaches. Here, take all the
I'm allergic to peaches. You can go now.
Here's a revolver. Good luck.
Yeah, here's a 22. Have fun.
By the way, your uncle's dead.
Yeah, as you close the door. By the way, I killed your dad. That's some like son of man bullshit. But the thing is that these motherfuckers never shut up, and in doing that, they literally negate everything they do. And it doesn't matter, because they could be like, "I'll never tell," or "I got a secret location only I know." Bullshit. These motherfuckers can't remember their PIN. They'll have it written down somewhere. They'll have it stored somewhere. More than likely, these cocksuckers don't want to walk more than 5 minutes, so you're gonna find it on their property.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just grab their phone and pull up their Google Maps timeline.
Yeah. So
there's that.
That's for me. That's the biggest downfall, and why preppers. The number one point as to why preppers are wrong. Graverobber?
Honestly, a lot of it comes down to the fact that it's like, I've got ammo, I've got food. Well, by the time the shit happens, a lot of your food is just going to be inedible, because even MREs have a shelf life. Yep. And, if you stockpile them all because you got them at like a surplus military auction, 15 years ago, and then the shit doesn't go down for another 30, 40 years. I mean, maybe you could still eat the Skittles. The dry coffee would still be good.
Oh, no.
The sugar would still be okay.
Sugar would be
the
okay.
Toilet paper would still be useful. And definitely you could use the spoon to dig yourself a grave while you're starving to death because everything else went bad.
Yeah.
And the ammo.
Oh, you froze.
If you're keep. Can you just let me talk then?
No,
Like,
you
you freeze
froze.
constantly and I let you go.
That's your connection. Go ahead.
No, because you freeze constantly and I can see it on the stream on my monitor over here.
I love you.
Anyway, and a lot of times if you don't keep your ammo, you know, in like pretty much an airtight seal, that's gonna go bad too. You know, this is gonna oxidize around the primers and stuff, and your ammo is not gonna be reliable. Really, the things you want to keep is like just absolute dry goods and absolutely like pure like distilled water in like zero light, because anything's gonna go bad unless it's like unless it's like, you know, like dried beans, like absolutely dried beans, like in a glass jar, and dried rice, just nothing with moisture whatsoever. That's really the only time you're going to be able to store something for like 20 plus years. And it's just add water, you know, rice, beans, corn, stuff you can add water to make a decent, like basic type of a meal, you know, or a hot cereal out of. But really, as if you're really hardcore into prepping, yeah, you're gonna want to have some sort of renewable ammunition or defense: knives, arrows, crossbows, spears, harpoons, whatever. Also, because those are almost dead silent. Because if you're fighting off one guy that's near you, there could be 20 more other guys waiting to hear a gunshot, just creeping through the woods, wondering where this place is at. And also, ammo in the apocalypse, you're probably not gonna be able to make more later. Okay, so arrows,
not
knives,
enough to be an effective killing machine or a killing weapon.
And with firearms, it's like that's not going to be your everyday use. That's going to be your fucking last stand use weapons, because really you're going to be hunting down things like your proteins, you know, so fish and small animals, maybe even medium-sized animals, depending on what weapons you have. But dry goods and pointy objects is really your best bet. And if you can, you know, heirloom seeds or something like that, so you can like maybe try. Yeah, you can try to like start a crop of some sort later on. But yeah, when it comes to prepping, a lot of times like that show that they had, the Doomsday Preppers, which was so horrible that even the guy shot himself in the foot. Like,
do you think
literally shot himself? Like,
do you think we can play that?
I don't know, dude. We could give it a try. We'll try it toward the end, just in case.
Yeah, we'll try it towards the end. Mike, remind us because
yes, the Doomsday Prepper shot himself thing. Like, come on. But yeah, like really, there's a difference between prepping for the ideal scenario and actually preparing to survive.
So yeah, and that's what we're gonna get to next. So that's prepping and why prepping is bad. Because you're gonna have all these dudes. Oh, I got my bug out bag and I got my 3-day rations, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's all well, fine and good. How fucking physically fit are you? Can you lug that bag and that armored plate for miles?
Like a lot of these dudes that are like, oh, I collect swords and I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. Bitch, you can't walk up 4 stairs in front of your bank without getting winded. Like, what?
Oh god,
you're not ready for shit. You're ready to die.
Yeah,
you're ready to be the guy that distracts the other zombies while I get away. Like,
yeah, you are getting kicked in the knee, and the rest of us are running.
You probably don't even have to kick him hard because his knees are already bad.
Yeah, like, and also like this constant idea that you got to train, bro. You got to train. You got to always train and be training always. And it's like, okay, yes, I understand that, but there is something you're training for and something you're training against. One, you're training against static targets.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be an amazing like shooter and fighter if all of your training is done at contact distance.
Yeah. And you know, these preppers are like, I got a 30-06 in case I need to bag me a deer or a moose or something like that. It's like, cool. Yeah, you got a 30-06, bro. How good are you? How many times can you waste a round? Secondly, which rounds are actually safe for consumption after penetration of the animal?
Well, Full Metal Jacket 30-06 is fine.
Well, not if it's an exposed lead core, and they'll actually say that on
Right.
the box. They don't fucking know this shit
No,
though.
they
They
might
just
not
see
even. Yeah,
30-06.
30-06. It's just like full like lead casted rounds.
Yeah,
Like, oh, good job.
yeah. That's what I mean though. Like
Because they were
it'll
cheap
say
and
it,
they could buy 10,000 at a time.
yeah, and it'll say it on the box, exposed core lead. And
Yep.
but they'll do 30-06, gonna back me a deer and eat forever. And it's like, congratulations, dumb fuck. If you didn't hit it in the heart and that bullet didn't go all the way through, you are now eating lead. Literally lead. And
Yeah.
before anybody says, well, it's just a little bit of lead, it's not the amount of lead, it's how constantly you're exposed to it.
Yeah, because
And
lead does build up in the system.
and if you eat literally 200-300 pounds worth of contaminated meat from a deer, you're gonna box your kidneys and you're gonna start affecting your liver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to worry about lead when I'm hungry. And that's actually kind of the issue, is that these things need to be thought of ahead of time.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if I'm hungry enough, I'm gonna sit in a tree with a knife, wait for the first thing to fall, to walk underneath me, and I'm gonna
Just land on
Spider-Man that
top of
bitch.
it.
Yeah.
Slice it all fucking
Yeah.
like Kratos style.
Dude, yeah, you remember that
Stick
scene
your
in
fingers in
Predator?
the nose, tip the head back, just rip it.
Yeah. Remember that scene in Predator where Mac
Hell
kills
yeah.
the goddamn boar? That's
He
gonna
jumps
be
the
me,
fuck
dude.
out of the tree. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
bro. You're just gonna see a giant Spaniard flying from nowhere, fucking land on top of an animal and start just stabbing it, goddamn
Which
OJ Simpson
really,
style.
even in nature, is not a bad way of attacking, because like falcons, their
Mhm.
talons are like tiny. So what they do is they find their target and then they just fucking feather missile down and snap the spine. That's what they do. They snap the spine of what it is they're trying to get. Then they come back and then they grab it and then just keep stabbing the fuck out of it.
You are talking about a peregrine falcon, yes.
Hell yeah, dude. Like they don't have big knives, but you know, they come down at like 130 miles an hour and just plap, snap the spine of something, which is incredible. My method would be more like traps and recurve bow, you know. Traps would be my preferred method, just more of a passive method. Wander around as I check my perimeter every day, also check the traps, see what I got: squirrels, rabbits, tiny foxes.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what I mean though. Is like
Because
like
why would I want to take down a deer? Say it's just me trying to survive. A deer is way too much meat for me to try to process and eat. You know, I'm not going to eat 70 pounds of meat before it goes bad as one person.
You like, so and like I said, this is why preppers are wrong, because you're talking to two guys that literally are ready for shit.
Yeah.
We're ready for whatever the fuck pops off.
It's like, what am I going to eat? I don't know. Maybe 5 squirrels, maybe 1 rabbit. Who knows?
A raccoon, a possum. Like a lot of these preppers get wrong, and you know, like most of them, and like I said, if you really want, like, no bullshit, I know he's a fiction author, and I know you're gonna kind of look at it kind of side-eyed. If you really want an incredibly good survival guide to read and follow as somebody who doesn't have to have military training or anything else like that, get Max Brooks' How to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse.
Another good piece of advice for survival is, in your bug out bag, right? Have fresh socks and plenty of rags to clean your under areas with.
Yes.
Because once your feet start to split, crack, and peel, you're not going to want to go anywhere. Now you're basically sitting there just completely vulnerable. And the bacterial infections you could get from, you know, like a
Legionnaires.
Yeah, from like just like a little bit of chafing or a scratch and then butt crack juice getting into it, like that could kill you. You know, like, got to keep yourself clean. You got to keep your feet dry.
Keep your feet dry. Legionnaires is horrible. We're gonna the peregrine falcon, we got to watch this. So this is what Graverobber's talking about. This little motherfucker dives so fast that he actually punches the goddamn duck and kills it.
He closes up his little feet and just goes crack, punches it in the middle of the spine.
No, like he nails it right in the head. So we're
okay,
gonna
this one
watch
hits him in the head, but yeah, that's their attack. They
headshot.
just kaboom.
And he's out.
Yeah.
Look at the rest of the ducks in the background. Oh fuck, Kevin's down. All right, we're out. Here it is in slow motion.
Slow mo.
Douche right there, right in the head. Yeah,
I love their
literally
little
shattered
pants, dude.
Literally shattered the skull. Look at that. The skull is gone.
I love the Falcons in their little jogging pants, though. This is so cute.
the little hops just whack.
Yeah.
Just gone. Like he's dead. He's dead. His body.
They're wearing like the 3/4 length sweatpants.
All right, we're good. We're good. All right. No, yeah. Okay. Come here.
But yeah, jumping down on top of your prey is definitely a valid technique.
Yeah, and bet that asshole only eats the head. Peregrine falcons eat everything.
I gotta fix my lighting. All
right. Always did that on my chickens. Just walk outside. Dinner time. But yeah, so being ready and being a prepper, two very different concepts, two very different mindsets. One is about static survival, like I'm gonna outlive everybody in my hunker down bunker that I bought off of Amazon for a couple of grand. And there's people that are of the mindset of Graverobber and I, which is survival on the move constantly and adapting to new situations, knowing your environment and knowing what you're going to do, knowing your movement and what to do in case of an emergency, where to go in case of an emergency. I actually put out quite a few zombie survival tips on my YouTube channel that I stopped using because I would get community guidelines struck every time I put out a video. So like I put out quite a few, and one of the things I talked about was where to go in case of a zombie emergency, where some of the best places to hunker down is. And one that I said that I got a lot of feedback from was a federal library. A federal library will help you in case of an emergency or an apocalypse situation. But like I said, the biggest difference is mindset. Graverobber and I were ready. We are prepared. We have enough ammo to make sure that we can take care of ourselves. We have
Are we talking about an actual survival or zombie survival right now?
Actual, either one. Either they're comparable. They are comparable.
Because here's the thing that you really have to consider. Let's go with a zombie survival.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that's going to get most people fucking killed in a zombie situation. Are you prepared to destroy a loved one that becomes a zombie? Wife, daughter, mother, father, son, uncle, someone that you care about. Are you prepared to destroy them if they become a zombie?
Yeah. And
that's how you get fucked.
Yeah, and you're right. And but like mostly it's just mindset.
That just goes with the mindset, though. You know,
like Graverobber and I, not a lot we're not going to do to survive. Not a lot of people were willing to throw on that spike to survive. Like there's a mindset to it, and these preppers
do it for clout.
I can't even say that anymore.
They're just like, I am a prepper. I am prepared. Okay, well, that's because your wife doesn't talk to you and you don't like being in the house because it's a toxic environment.
Like, right? You're probably abusive emotionally and don't even understand why.
Mike, I would not rush into the double tap. Just see what's going on first. You know, you got to read the situation. Got to read the situation, bud.
Let's wait until the rest of the public starts suffering along with them, Mike, before we pull the trigger on that one. But no, in reality, that's kind of it, right? So like you like during the Cuban Missile Crisis, I'm old enough to remember that. I am 40 years old. I am I am old enough to remember the Cuban Missile Crisis, to remember Y2K, to remember the Cold War when everybody thought Russia was going to invade. So from like 1985 to like 1986, 7, I think even 1984, those winters were spent indoors, even in Texas, because everybody was like, no, can't go outside. Russians are out there. Gotta fight the Russians. And it never came true, but
well, it still might.
Yeah, at this point, but I'm old enough to remember this shit, and yeah, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, and all this other stuff that happened, and a lot of people started taking out, especially Y2K. I remember, like, because I am a computer person, I own guns and stuff like that, but I grew up building computers since I was 12 years old, and I understood computers. I used to be able to read binary and ASCII code. So when the whole Y2K thing happened, I was Jesus, barely out of high school, like 81 to, I was 18, 19 years old, and sitting in an Albertsons in Texas watching all these people just panic buying toilet paper, medical supplies, water. And I'm sitting there with my family, and they're trusting the word that me and my dad gave, the two smartest people in the building at the time, going, nothing's gonna fucking happen except they're gonna try to return this shit tomorrow, because that's not how computers work. So we're just sitting there, and I remember this. I remember I was sitting down in the little plastic lawn chairs that they used to have at Albertsons, but they had like the outdoor section.
Yeah.
With my brother sitting next to me, and I'm reading Fangoria magazine, watching these people bring up cart after cart after cart of food and supplies and beans and water and stuff like that. And my mom and my dad just buying macaroni and cheese and some chicken to make for dinner that night.
Yeah.
And it's just, so we're just sitting there watching these people going, and if you have to move, what are you going to do with all of that? How are you going to prepare?
How are you
going
to dig up your giant shipping container out of your backyard?
How are you going to prepare that on the road? Like, what are you going to do? And that's kind of like where that mentality for me was born. It's like, I'd rather be ready than prepared, because prepared means that you have concentrated on a niche situation, and this niche situation, should this happen, you're ready for it. You're prepared. You're gonna beat it. You're gonna make it out on top, versus being ready, which is an adaptative state.
There you go, dead man.
Is that what you've been knocking your camera around for?
Well, okay, I have this flimsy little like over the armchair fucking couch thing that I got my laptop sitting on, bro. I don't have an actual studio setup like you do.
I said I used to be able to read binary. I can't anymore.
You should translate that.
Trying to click on it. Hold on. But but what wouldn't you say, Graverobber? What would you say that's a better mindset to have?
Just
ready versus
ready,
prepared. Yeah,
there's definitely a ready versus prepared.
Go ahead. From your standpoint, go ahead.
From my standpoint, preparedness comes from readiness, because you can have all the supplies you want, but if you're not ready to defend it, if you're not ready to use all that ammo, then you're not ready to survive. Like here's a perfect example. I have random bouts of like social anxiety, right? I don't say, like I have it a lot. I'm actually very outgoing once I'm out in public. But the thing is, let's say preparedness is getting up and getting dressed. Okay. So I am prepared to go to a concert, right? But I am not ready to leave my house and deal with all those crowds of people. I'm prepared. I've got cash so I could buy merch. I've got my shoes on, I got my pants on the right way and everything. I'm prepared, but I am not ready to deal with those crowds. Like, that's the simplest way I can put it. Preparedness and readiness are two totally different things. Like that whole, like, if your wife was a zombie thing, are you ready to either leave her ass behind or divorce her head from her body. You know, you could be prepared. You got the machete right there. But if you're not ready to defend yourself, you're going to die. But it's okay because it's a zombie apocalypse, so you're going to come back. But as a zombie, the respawn sucks. You end up getting kicked to the other team. You know, it's like playing Infection on Call of Duty.
Yeah. But you know, it's be prepared or be ready. Don't be prepared. I have 2 different vests here.
And Dead Man, one more thing to add to the readiness.
Yeah.
If you're ready to fight and kill to survive, and your neighbor is prepared to eat for the next 6 weeks, you're going to eat for the next 6 weeks.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Because I mean, down here in Florida, we deal with hurricanes and looters all the time. So that whole like being ready in the mindset comes pretty easy, at least for me. Because I always thought about it like this. If one guy has water and toilet paper, but his neighbor has a gun and the shit goes down, one guy is still going to have water and toilet paper, but it's not going to be the guy that started with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Should I show the difference in vests? Like, one is a stand-up fight, the other one is for movement. Like, do you think that would be a good point for this?
I mean, in most survival situations, you're not even going to wear the vest. That's for like a straight combat scenario.
No, I am. Because the number one danger in any apocalypse situation is other fucking people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's other fucking people.
Right. That's why you stay quiet, stick to the shadows, and avoid the hordes of cannibal raiders.
Thought of city versus rural.
Rural would be slightly easier to survive in initially because of the population. You would give you a little more time to move around and get other stuff ready if you weren't quite ready. City, when it hits, it's gonna hit hard and fast, but it's also gonna die off fast when people run out of resources and start moving to the rural areas.
There is a flaw in that. And the biggest flaw in that is shelter. Rural, you're not going to have a lot of shelter, and we don't survive well in exposed climates, whether it be cold or hot, or even temperate climates. We don't do well in
it's real easy
exposure.
It's real easy to find like
for
a
you
piece
and
of garbage. It's real easy to find a piece of garbage, right? Say like an old plywood off a ditch and just cap off a storm drain for the night.
For you and I, because
that's shelter.
Think of shit like that. We think of shit like that. You know what I mean? You and I think of shit like that. Other folks don't. Other folks don't think to build a fucking lean-to in the goddamn tree line facing a certain way so that when you look at it, it blends in.
Yeah.
Like there is a certain
stuff to think about.
There is a mindset to it. City versus rural. Yes, rural, you're going to have a bit of a better chance of survival. However, shelter is your biggest issue in a rural environment.
And in rural, he says houses in rural. In rural, anybody that's fleeing the city to go to rural, the first thing they're going to do is go to a house.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to find a house. They're not going to improvise a shelter. So
yeah,
that's where again you have to be ready to defend your shelter.
Yeah, and city, the best. So there are there is a lot to say about the city. First of all, you have water supply for at least 16 to 17 days after initial contact. Your water is still going to work, so you're going to have potable water during what is going to be known as the Great Panic phase. Secondly, you are going to have access to resources that you're not going to have access to in the rural areas, such as extra clothing or anything your neighbors, you're going to be able to scavenge off of them. You're going to have a much more abundant bank of resources versus
and
rural.
You'll have a lot more place to find like processed food, snacks, high calorie, high sugar, something to help you keep moving too. Like gas stations, grab you fucking tubes of Oreos and shit like that. salt and sugar, like that. You got to keep moving. You got to keep your muscles bending.
And on top of that, places that you will think of that other people won't when you're being a clever little ready guy is places like Harbor Freight, best place to pick up weapons, best place to pick up improvised weapons, or even to
Hell
make
yeah.
makeshift body armor. You're going to go to little shops and stuff like that that you are aware of in your city versus in the rural country. Everyone's going to want to go to the big weld shop down the street, Bobby's, because they know that they're going to have,
quarter-inch plate steel and shit like
yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so they're gonna have that plate steel to make tools and stuff like that. However,
Yeah, and Harbor
everybody
Freight
knows
has
about it.
things like work boots, steel-toed boots, boots that are high enough to, when you lace them up, they support your ankles. Clothes, flame retardant clothes, cut resistant clothes. And if you're lucky, there might be a couple packs of beef jerky and shit still in there.
Yeah, so like there is like,
and then they have
there's
like
benefits.
heavy duty springs and steel pipes and shit you can use to make like traps and things like that.
Yeah,
And fucking
there is
Harbor
benefits.
Freight has small animal traps too, like for trapping raccoons and shit.
Some of them do, yeah.
So there's
Some
your
of them
food. You know, get you a giant piece of like stainless steel rod, grind it down into a point, set up your trap. When you see something, just poop, stab it. Now you've got food. You know, a decent sized raccoon will feed you for an entire day. It'd be 2 meals right there.
Yeah. So
cook them both up, put the other one in a Ziploc bag, stick it in your backpack.
So there is benefits to both, right? There is benefits to both. One, you are going to have a longer survivability in the city. The problem with the city is getting the fuck out of it, because there is you are in channels, you are in kill zones at all times when you walk down the street in a survival situation. You're like, that's the issue with cities, is getting the fuck out of them. Rural areas, it's going to come down to shelter. Like, how long in your house right now can you last? Like, how long? Like, what with you have?
I could probably take out about 100 people, but not all at once.
I meant food and water wise.
Food wise. Well, it depends, because if it comes down to it, dude, I mean, what cannibalism for survival is just survival. So food wise, if I have to keep taking out people, then at least I'm getting a fresh supply of proteins.
Yeah.
I don't like vegetables, but if I'm hungry enough, I will eat them.
Yeah, roots.
Which was proven. Really, which was proven when I went to boot camp. The only thing they would let me get extra of was fucking salad, and I hate salad, but I was so hungry I didn't care. So in 3 months, I lost 55 pounds. Like,
every city is surrounded by 469 interstate loops. Yeah. And people that have a malicious mindset, that are looking to be predators and not survive, which is, again, a different mindset. They're going to be looking at those kill boxes and those kill zones. And so there is good, there is bad in each one. The thing is to be prepared for both, to be ready for both. Like, I have my at home one, and I have my movement kit, and yeah, like Graverobber, he understands that mindset of one is a stand-up fight, the other one is for me to get the fuck out of Dodge.
I have 2 different vests too. I mean, if you want to show yours off, I'll go ahead, pause the camera, and grab mine.
Go ahead and get yours, and I'll grab mine. And I'll grab mine second.
Yeah, go ahead and fill in the dead space.
Yeah, I got you. So, but yeah, and you know, the cool thing is that, you know, all of this does bring into discussions, and you can have without bringing in politics or beliefs or anything else like that. These are discussions you can have, and with people around you, and so you can understand the mindset of where they're going to be, and even the mindset of how you're going to be regarding, you know, these kinds of situations. Like, for me, I'm ready. I have enough ammo to take care of myself, to take care of the person I'm with, to get the fuck out of Dodge and to start moving. The number one rule in the Max Brooks zombie survival guide, number one rule is no place is safe, only safer. That's it. And that rule always applies. No place is safe, only safer. And I think that's probably like one of the biggest lessons I learned from that book, like reading it over and over again. Just certain things, just certain ideas and certain mentalities and certain ways to approach things. And World War Z and the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks is a pair of books I believe everybody with any kind of mindset towards survival should read. There are a couple other ones I can recommend, but I honestly just, for the simplicity and for the digestibility of it, Max Brooks's World War Z Zombie Survival Guide, and they're really cheap too. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can actually find one. Hold on a sec. Because Zombie Survival Guide on Amazon. $10. Yeah. $10, and this thing was written in 2003. And yeah, I wonder how much World War Z is. Hold on, because World War Z is a very, very, very good. Oh shit, it's free. It's free on Audible audiobook. So if you want to get that, there you go. The paperback. Let me see how much a paperback is here. There are some here for as low as $4. I mean, I would definitely suggest picking these up because they're just awesome. And on top of that, like the way that they're written is highly digestible, and that's something I can honestly just say is that they're highly digestible. What I mean by that is that he doesn't use a lot of big words. He doesn't use a lot of complicated scenarios or over encumbered language and stuff like that. It's very simple, very plain, and very easy to understand. Where the fuck did Graverobber go? How long would the brotherhood last? You talking about Graverobber and me and DJ, or man helping neighbor? So that is actually an incredible question. When you read the Max Brooks stuff, and when Max Brooks wrote this, it kind of became a staple in survival and zombie literature. Why is there a stain on my shirt? What the fuck? I just noticed that. The Great Panic is going to be the first 48 to 60 hours of initial contact. That is the Great Panic. At the Great Panic, it's every fucking man for himself. Literally every man for himself. Man, women, children, does not matter. That's it. It's called the Great Panic, and it's been adopted into lingo for a reason. And that's because when you look at people and the way they respond to situations, especially situations like that, it is easy to see why it's called the Great Panic, and why what happens after that is going to be just up to the individual. Like the Brotherhood, I can't really say because we haven't really fucked with that kind of scenario. The closest thing we can come to would be like an occupation. You know what I mean? And those usually don't last past 60 to 90 days. So
sorry, I also use that opportunity to take a bathroom break.
I figured.
Yeah.
So what you got to show us?
Well, number one, in scavenging, hunter gathering, you want a large bag, something easy to carry. This bag is huge, right? But I can actually also unzip it, and it'll go like out to here. So
I'm gonna full screen you if you don't mind.
You can keep stuff like socks and tools and rope and stuff in there. So one thing you're going to want to need, because a lot of survival goes back to like caveman hunter gatherers, so you want something to carry a bunch of stuff in. So big old backpack. Hip straps help because then you can put the weight on your hips and not hurt your back so much. But as far as like two different types of vests, have the basic lightweight mesh movement vest, lots of pouches. But so That way, you're not exhausting all of your energy and the calories that you do consume through your hunting and gathering. But also, you have to make sure that while you're moving, you can protect yourself. So, you got your basic lightweight vest, and then you can still move and fight in that. But if you are, say, aware of your surroundings, which you always should be, especially if you're trying to not die.
I'm going to grab mine while you do this.
Yeah. Especially if you're trying to not die, you need to be aware of your surroundings. So the thing for good shelter is knowing all of the ingress and egress routes. You want to know where people are going to come in to try to take what you have, and how they're going to go out to take what you have, and how you can go out, and try to evade that situation. Because honestly, the best form of survival is to just avoid the situation. But should you be ready and prepared for a incoming situation, you have another type of vest. This would be my, I saw you guys coming. I could fucking smell you in the air.
Yep.
And this would be my time to stand and fight, because I actually like this little shelter I done built, because I found out that in the attic there's like an entire Foot Locker full of vintage Playboys, and the Vanna White one is still in mint condition.
Boom.
So, like, as far as carrying both of them around, it's gonna suck a little bit. Like, probably to start with, I would probably start by wearing my plate vest.
Yeah.
Carrying the backpack and having the movement vest in the backpack. So that way, if I'm ever like ambushed into a fight situation while I'm trying to relocate, find shelter, I'd at least have a smaller chance. Now, the thing is, how I'm going to fight with the vest on and a backpack, you got to think about that. Sometimes you got to drop the backpack and, fight and go get your stuff back. And if you get lucky and you live, you can combine your stuff with all the cool stuff they don't need anymore.
Stuff you have liberated from their possession.
Right. And if you lose the fight, well, it doesn't matter if you dropped your backpack, because your soul is now divorced from your body.
Yeah.
So,
like, let me. Okay.
It's got to be about what you're willing to leave behind, what you're willing to sacrifice to survive.
So here we go. Oh, thank you. So here we have what I call the stand and fight one. This is the big heavy one. I don't have my plates in it, but this is my big heavy one. This is a combat belt. This is where the mags go. This is the big one. This covers the most body space. This covers both front and back. And I have a pouch where my my med kit goes, my iPack.
God, dude, you need to put your IFAK somewhere where you can reach it.
IFAK, sorry. Well, the reason it's back here is if I get wounded, I'm not going to be the one performing triage on myself. So this is an easy access for whoever the fuck is going to be carrying my fat ass around.
Unless you're by yourself.
Unless I'm by myself. And so these are quickly removable. These are, this is my stand and fight rig. This is what I'm going to defend whatever homestead I have for a little while with. However, if I need to fucking move and I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge, this is what I'm going to be putting on. This is my lightweight rig.
Yeah.
So this is, again, I don't have plates in because they're in my closet. And I know, why aren't you ready? Because I only got this a little while ago. Shut up. But this is my lightweight rig. As you can tell, has speed straps, has everything else. This is all meant for speed. All my pistol magazines are accessible here.
And as far as the lightweight rig, it doesn't even have to be a special tactical rig. Like a camera operator's rig would work just fine. Like a photography vest.
Yeah, they still
something
have
with a lot of pouches. Something you can carry a bunch of stuff in. Yeah.
Yeah, they still have Molly. So like I gotta modify this, but this is a AR-15 mags. I can carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magazine AR-15 magazines. Carry 4 pistol mags. And that's actually a decent setup. This is set up for sappies to protect my ribs and protect my kidneys from shrapnel and stuff like that. And I got
SAPI, for those who don't know, stands for Supplemental Armor Plate Insert.
Thank you. And this is just for if I get downed. This is what somebody's going to be carrying me by.
We call that the gunny handle.
Is that what it's called? I never knew.
Yeah, because if you get shotgun, he's got to save your ass, and he's gonna grab you and drag you and berate you the entire time.
And the cool part about this one though is that this is the quick release. So
I like how we both have video game patches on our vests.
I got my division ones. They're both division for me. But so
Yeah, for mine,
that's
it's the classic. The reason
I got mine.
Military.
Oh yeah, I got mine. Like, don't get mistaken. I got mine. But that's what I'm looking at, right? So if I'm not going to be moving for a while, I'm going to be putting on my big rig. I'm going to be putting on the one with the bigger plates, with the more pockets and stuff like that. That's what I'm going to be using.
And
if
like
I got to get the fuck out of Dodge, I got
this one's not Molly, but you know it has the duty belt on it. And spaces for rifle mags. But if it's just the movement one, you know, you could keep like beef jerky. You know, you can keep like snacks in there. And these grenade pouches. Here's what I found out at my time in the Marines. The grenade pouch is a tiny little pouch, and you know what fits in there perfectly?
Dip.
Dip and peanut M&Ms
at the same time.
Yeah, grenade pouches are perfect. What's in this? Oh shit.
Nobody saw nothing.
That's just an old avocado, everybody.
That's all that is. It's
for the field guac that I forgot about.
The field guac. I love that.
I mean, think about it. Oh shit, it's March, so it's Irish month, right?
Oh.
So really, mashed potatoes is just Irish guacamole. Congratulations, I've ruined your life.
So there you go. That is a decent lesson in survival versus readiness versus being like preppers, and why knowing your situation and deciding on a mindset is going to be the most important part to you.
Yeah, and like I said, and I want to reinforce, the best way to survive a situation is to avoid it.
Yeah. That's why if I move that small carrier, that's going to be on me, because I don't know who can see me, and I don't know what they want or what their intentions are. So that fucking carrier, that small one, is going to be on me a lot.
Yeah,
and choice of clothing and stuff like that matters a lot too. But that's well, I mean, like, real quick, work shirts. Like, this is a work shirt. This is literally just an Amazon brand $16 work shirt. Like, this thing is meant to be ripped, like pulled on and stuff like that. You want to be able to get out of these quickly in a survival scenario. But
cotton t-shirts are just fine, man.
Yeah, these survive a lot, and these are designed to be worn outdoors and to absorb a lot of sweat and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of these.
Yeah, the simplest things to wear, you know, when you're just trying to, you know, make it to the next day: cotton, denim, and leather. Like,
yeah. And I said in the past video that some of the best pants for survival situations are Dickies work pants, because they are rip resistant, they are weather resistant, they don't weigh a lot when they get wet, unlike denim. Almost triples in weight.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and that plus the Dickies work pants that are similar to that work shirt fabric are actually pretty water resistant as well.
So yeah, even if you have to cross water and you get this wet, it dries out fairly quickly because it's designed to, and it's
it dries using your body heat. It's great.
So like work clothes for a survival situation would be my go-to. I know Graverobber says cotton t-shirts and stuff like that. However, for me, it's the durability and how long these clothes are going to last on my back, and how many of them I have to pack. I have maybe 6 or 7 of these shirts, and they all fit into a space this big, because I can do the foldy rolly thing and
put them in a bag, suck the air out.
Yeah, put them in a vacuum bag. So, but clothing also plays a big part. Have a pair of shoes, or a pair of boots, or preferably a pair of boots that is thick leather, that is comfortable, because you are going to be moving,
and laced, honestly, to prevent things like ankle rolls and shit like that.
Because you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving a lot, and
have something to protect your eyes. Just a cheap little dollar store pair of sunglasses. Because if you're wandering out in the open for extended periods of time, your eyes are going to fatigue. You know, just being in the sun constantly.
So yeah, there you go.
And we can't forget about the prepper that shot himself before we end the show.
Oh my god, yes. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Mike, you were supposed to remind me, man.
I think Mike's still taking notes. Like he's getting fucking ready. He's getting fucking ready right now. He's all right. I'm gonna have Spam, dried pinto beans, a 9mm. Does it have to be 9mm?
It doesn't have to be 9mm.
9mm is good though, because it's probably going to be the most common round that you can scavenge.
For me, it's like my three survival calibers are going to be 22, 9mm, and 12 gauge.
My three survival calibers would be he's 7 miles to the nearest gas station. All right. Well, that's about a 2.5 hour walk with
Rook.
all the all your gear on and shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna hold ground for a while. Hey, as long as you're ready to hold ground, man.
Dude, yeah, and like I said, like we said, your biggest tool, your biggest asset in a survival situation is your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It is your mindset. Like I can't stress that enough. If you don't have the mindset of survival or readiness or preparation or anything else like that, you're not going to be able to utilize what you can to go as far as you can. So,
kind of like actually a good example, episode 1 of The Walking Dead, right? When Rick goes to that cute little farmhouse and gets the horse.
Yeah.
There's the two people in the living room that made a choice. They didn't have the survival mindset.
No.
So they made a choice.
Yeah.
They
did. And that's actually a perfect example of that. And it is a strange thing, right? It really is. But like I said, that is your biggest asset, your mindset. I'm going to live through this. I'm going to live through this, and I'm going to do what it takes to live through this. It doesn't matter if you have work shorts or guns or knives or vests like Graverobber and I. Your strongest asset is your mindset.
Mm-hmm. And that's why zombies eat brains.
Yeah. Carmen coughed again. Is now the Look, man, she just got finished ruining Graverobber's back. She's gonna have some impact. It's okay. Leave her alone.
And this is the survival guy, the doomsday prepper that is not ready.
Fucking thumb off.
He's just not ready.
Oh god.
As a prepper, Tim knows that at any moment the unexpected can happen.
What happened?
That was a Ruger LCP.
Damn thing just misfired on it.
No, it didn't.
Get a truck up
No,
around
you
it.
handled it wrong, idiot.
Yeah, okay.
And
Tim,
that is called shock.
Tim,
that is called shock.
when I first saw the wound, I
That's it. That's all. Do they go back to him? Do they go back to him? I hope they go back to him. They do.
Took swift action.
His thumb, right between the two knuckles, had a wound to it. It channeled out the middle, essentially.
Still connected, or you blew
yeah,
the
it's
bone
still
out?
connected.
It was one of those malfunctions. My thumb
No, it
in
didn't.
front of the barrel.
It didn't.
And
A thumb in front of a barrel is not a malfunction.
That's not a malfunction.
That's a fuck up.
That's on you, bud. Don't blame the gun for that dumb
Don't
shit.
blame the gun. The gun did nothing wrong. That was your dumb ass, bro.
went off. Here's some of it. Huh?
Oh, look at that.
Pretty? Now I basically left with a little midget digit, and it looks the same. It's just much, much shorter with no knuckle.
That's a fucking reminder that you're an idiot.
Fucking moron, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, don't blame the gun when your dumbass is like, fucking, I'm gonna try to put this in. Nope.
Why was your thumb in front of the barrel, dog?
Why was your thumb in front of the barrel?
It seems to me like the firearm functioned as it was intended.
As it was perfectly intended to. Like that guy fucked up. That guy fucked up. And I hope we're gonna get hit anyways. I think that was a Nat Geo thing and they love to hit us, but fuck it. Like I wanted you guys to see that. That is it though. That is it. That is that fake prepper mindset. He fucking fainted in a survival situation. He's dead. He's gone.
Let's
outing him.
not even say it's against people. Let's put it in the even more hardcore sense. He's in a survival situation and he faints due to injury from another animal. Now he's fucking dead. Dead for
That's
sure.
what I mean.
100%.
That's what I mean.
If that was like a fucking mountain lion, he got bit in the arm and he passed out. Well, he's gone now. He's mountain lion poop tomorrow morning. Like
And that's just it. That he's dead. He is gone. He's no more. He's no more because he doesn't have that mindset of, oh, I fucked up. Now I have to make sure me, myself, my family, anybody that's with me is safe. No, he fucking passed out. And yes, it is shock, but shock comes from your mindset. Your mind is literally shutting down your body because you're panicking so much.
It's literally an anxiety attack.
Yeah, that your body goes, all right, we're just gonna just pause.
Yeah, your brain's like, one shit at a time, we're bleeding. And then it tries to fix the bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if that were Graverobber or me, I can't say we would react better, but I know in our fucking mindset, one, we wouldn't have shot ourselves.
Yeah, there's that.
I can say that with certainty. I can say that with 1,000,000% certainty. Everybody treats 22s like they're toys. They're still fucking.
It's still a fucking bullet.
It's still a gun. It is still a gun, and it will kill you.
It's a tiny little bullet. I don't want to get shot with it. The fuck?
I don't build up a resistance by taking smaller bullets.
And then technically the M16s that the military uses, those are fucking squirrel and coyote guns.
80. What is it? 80 grams?
I don't even remember the grains, but it's
grains.
It's a varmint gun.
It is.
It's used for hunting coyotes, like and wild boars.
No, don't, Mike, stop. God damn it, Mike. Oh shit. But thank you, Mike Smith, for writing in. Thank you very much, and I'm glad that we were able to just build this whole educational thing off of an email. Off of fan mail. Yeah. And if anybody else out there has mail, please send it to us. VTNetwork84@gmail.com. It's in the link. It's in the description of this video. Thank you to all our Patreon supporters, including Mike Smith. And we're gonna get the hell out of here because I do have a show to go to in a little bit, and I got to take a shower beforehand because I was laughing so hard I actually started sweating. So
fuck.
I'm sorry, dude. That guy fainting like makes me laugh so hard because I'm not doing it like externally. So that's why I'm sweating, because I'm just like, I'm eating this, dude, because it's just
oh, Mike, no.
Stop. Oh, god damn it. But thank you guys very much. Thank you for anybody who's watched. Thank you very much, Mike, for making us laugh as hard as you have, and we hope that you learned something today. We hope so.
What show did, man? Mike wants to know.
What show?
Mike wants to know what show. He said you have a show to go to.
Oh, I'm going to be on my friend BJ Robbins' show. I don't know which brand it's going to be. But
I'm sure you'll tell us tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys on the Sunday show which one I was on. It belongs to my friend BJ Robbins. It's his birthday, so that's going to be probably a birthday show where I'm going to be on there just interacting with a lot of people. Funnily enough, I'm not problematic on my show. On everybody else's show, I'm a little problematic, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I landed on my keys.
With all that said, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And thank you, Mike. Thank you, Carmen, for watching. Have a good Saturday night.